Shinzo Sasageo. I am Hanjizo, your squad leader, and today we will not be talking about how to capture titans or use weapons to eliminate them. Today, we are going to talk about math. Number of serving portions and recipe costing through question and answer. This is titled Calculating Portions and Costing with the theme Portions and Costing, a big help in the kitchen. And these will be our objectives. First is to define serving size and actual costing in each serving. Second is to identify how to minimize and budget your costing in a certain recipe. And lastly, to apply these certain topics in the kitchen. This will be our conceptual framework. Soldiers, knowing what number of serving portion is very crucial, not only in the kitchen, but in our daily lives. Can you tell us about the number of serving portion?
Allow me to explain it.
Mikasa Kuma, go on.
Number of serving portions. Sometimes the portion size and serving size are the same, but sometimes they're not. Learn how much you eat at a restaurant to help you decide what is safe for you to eat. Serving size is not a recommendation for how much food or beverage a person could consume. However, it is used to determine the portion size of a food or beverage. In reality, many items that are sold in single portions have numerous servings. You can find the serving count on the nutritious facts label on packaged foods, cans, cartons, and other surfaces. For example, look at the label of a 20-ounce soda usually consumed as one portion. It has a 2.5 servings in it, or a 3-ounce bag of chips, which some would consider a single portion, contains 3 servings. Understanding healthy portions can be hard. Here's why. Many of us don't know what a healthy portion is. Restaurants offer extras like breads, chips, and other appetizers that add extra calories, sodium, and fat but lack any nutritional benefit. Some meals have portions that are enough for 2 or more people. Many convenience foods and drinks are priced lower but packaged in larger sizes to sell more. Here are a couple of important definitions from the National Institutes of Health. A portion is the amount of food you decide to consume at one sitting, whether it comes from a package, a restaurant, or your own kitchen. There are frequently numerous servings in many foods that are sold in single portions. We have complete control over what we eat. Serving size is the amount of food listed on a product's nutrition facts label, and therefore, all of the nutrition information you read on the label applies to the serving size that the manufacturer recommends on the container. It's simpler to decide how much to serve if we comprehend the difference.
Wow, that was well explained. And well, it is well comprehended. Thank you. Another question. How are serving sizes determined?
I am Annie Lionheart. Please allow me to speak.
Oh, go on. Annie Lionheart.
The FDA determines how much a serving is based on data from surveys conducted by the Food and Drug Administration. These surveys provide information regarding the amount of certain food and beverage that the average person consumes. In addition, serving size is determined by the food groups listed on the food pyramid. A food pyramid is a tool that displays the types of food and recommended serving that should be consumed to maintain health and reduce the risks of disease. The serving size is based on a 2,000 calorie a day diet, which was established by the United States Department of Agriculture.
Thank you. Now, let us now talk about recipe costing. Recipe costing is also a crucial and important thing to do in the kitchens, restaurants, and on a daily basis. Give us knowledge about what recipe costing is.
The recipe costing. Recipe costing is the process of taking apart a menu and calculating the individual cost of each ingredient used for a specific dish. The added cost of each ingredient used will equal your total cost for a dish. Simply put, recipe costing involves figuring out how much it will cost to make a particular dish. It accounts for the precise quantity and the price of the stock used to prepare the dish, the amount of prepared food you are going to serve in one dish, or the edible portion should be kept in mind when calculating the recipe cost.
Thank you for that precise explanation. Now, how do we do recipe costing?
Leader Zoe, I volunteer on reporting that.
I would also like to volunteer.
Okay. Shall we let Hisoria explain it first? Then Miss Sasha Grouse will add hers. And if there's more, I will add.
It is very rampant to ask that we get confused about how you should go about calculating your recipe cost. I will mention 5 steps following which you can cost your recipe just right that will help you bolster your overall profit. First, write down the ingredients and their quantities. Make a list of all ingredients used in the recipe and state what the weight and measurement of each component used. One of the first steps you should take once you have the menu at hand is to list all the ingredients that go into each dish in order to accurately cost your recipes. The quantity of each ingredient must be carefully considered once you have a well-designed menu and have listed all the necessary ingredients. For instance, you would list the components of a burger on your menu such as the buns, mayonnaise, patties, peanuts, and vegetables. Specify the quantity of each ingredient you plan to use. Second, fill in prices for the ingredients. You must consider the overall cost of each item rather than the cost of the size quantity of ingredients that go into the dish. Here, you must also take into account the raw materials edible portion. The yield of the items can be calculated to accomplish this. For instance, if you bought 5 kg of onions, you would need to calculate the amount that can be eaten excluding the peels.
Third, calculate the prices of the partial items. Each ingredient's weight or measurement is divided by the weight of the unit it is sold in, and the result is multiplied by the unit's price. This will determine how much each ingredient in a specific dish will cost. For instance, if you buy an 8-ounce pack of cream cheese for $2 and only use 4 ounces of it twice, if your recipe yielded for serving, the cost will be $1. Fourth, add it all together. Once you have the individual amount of each ingredient that goes into making a dish, you can easily add all these amounts. This step will help you determine the cost of the entire recipe. Fifth, extract the cost of each serving and ideal menu pricing. Subtract the total cost of the recipe from the total number of servings. The price per serving will depend on this. You must choose how to price your recipe once you have determined its cost. Using the percentage of your ideal food cost is one of approach to this. As per the industry norms, this percentage usually falls somewhere in the range of 28 to 32%, but it can still vary. So if your dish costs you $4 per serving to make and your ideal food percentage cost is 28%, then ideal menu price equals cost per serving, ideal food cost percentage, 4 over $0.28 it equals to $14.28.
And that is for the recipe costing. Remember, the primary reasons that makes recipe costing extremely important are recipe costing helps you to know how much food cost is incurred to prepare a dish. This gives you a clear view of how much you can earn per dish. It plays a significant role in deciding the selling of price, the items on your menu. Well, I think it all ends here. Until the next meeting for another question and answer that will give us a new knowledge. Again, this is your squad leader, Hanjizo. Thank you for watching.